Have you ever felt like your vitality is on mute, that the engine of your life is running, but the throttle just won't push down? We chase it with complicated regimens, expensive supplements, and loud promises. But what if the answer isn't in a blister pack or a prescription pad? What if it's been whispering to us from a kitchen shelf for 1,000 years? Today, we're not talking about a miracle drug. We're talking about a forgotten ritual, a simple, potent recipe centered around this extra virgin olive oil that is quietly, profoundly helping men rediscover their foundational energy. This isn't a trend, it's a return. The prevailing approach to testosterone optimization has been tragically myopic, akin to desperately bailing water out of a flooding boat while refusing to patch the gaping hole in the hull. We have become fixated on the dial, the numerical readout of testosterone levels, while ignoring the furnace that produces it. That hole, that fundamental leak of vitality, is systemic, low-grade inflammation. It is not the dramatic inflammation of a swollen ankle or a sore throat. It is a silent, smoldering cellular fire. This fire creates a biological state of perpetual emergency. When your body is in a state of alarm, its priorities undergo a drastic and immediate shift. Survival trumps vitality. The complex, energy-intensive process of synthesizing testosterone, a hormone associated with long-term building, assertiveness, and sexual function, is deemed a luxury by a body fighting what it perceives as an invisible war. The production line is slowed, resources are diverted, and the hormonal symphony is subdued to a whisper. This is why chasing the symptom with isolated interventions so often leads to frustration. You might provide the raw materials: zinc, vitamin D, cholesterol. But if the factory is under siege, those materials pile up unused at the loading dock, or are hastily converted into something else. Like the stress hormone cortisol, which further fans the inflammatory flames, the mechanism is precise and devastating. Inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers of this cellular distress, directly suppress the hypothalamic, pituitary, gonadal HPG axis at every level. They tell the hypothalamus to reduce its pulsatile release of GnRH. They blunt the pituitary gland's responsiveness, resulting in less LH and FSH signal being sent, and they directly impair Leydig cells in the testes themselves, making them resistant to the very signals designed to stimulate testosterone production. Furthermore, inflammation upregulates the activity of an enzyme called aromatase, which converts precious testosterone into estrogen, effectively throwing water on an already dim fire. This creates a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. Inflammation lowers testosterone, and lower testosterone exacerbates inflammation, as testosterone itself has potent anti-inflammatory properties. We see this in the clinical reality. Conditions characterized by chronic inflammation, metabolic syndrome, obesity, autoimmune disorders are almost universally coupled with suppressed testosterone. The body isn't broken, it's brilliantly prioritizing. It's saying we cannot invest in building muscle, in libido, in dominant mood when the walls are on fire. Therefore, the entire premise of this recipe's first key point is a foundational paradigm shift. You cannot shout encouragement at a factory engulfed in smoke and expect it to increase output. You must first put out the fire, clear the air, and ensure the emergency is over. Only then can the workers return to their stations, and the delicate machinery of hormone production hum back to life at its optimal frequency. This olive oil protocol, beginning with its cornerstone of high-phenolic extra virgin olive oil, is not primarily a testosterone booster in the crude sense. It is a firefighter. It is a peace treaty. Its initial and most critical work is to douse those inflammatory cytokines, to quiet the alarm bells, and to communicate to the deepest layers of your physiology that the state of emergency is lifted. It creates the stable, nourished, and safe cellular environment, where the intricate and elegant process of hormonal synthesis can not only resume but thrive. To ignore this step is to build your house on sand, Every other effort, exercise, sleep, supplementation becomes infinitely more effective once this silent, smoldering fire is finally extinguished. This is the non-negotiable first act, making the body a place where vitality is not a threat to survival, but its ultimate expression. Let us close by remembering that the quest for vitality often leads us into labyrinths of complexity, where the louder the promise, the more we are tempted to listen. This journey has shown us a different path, one that leads not forward into the unknown, but back to the known, to the quiet wisdom of the earth and the profound simplicity of nourishment as medicine. This is not about adding another supplement to the cabinet. It is about removing an obstacle from the very foundation of your biology. By addressing the silent, inflammatory fire first, we clear the ground. By providing the sovereign fat, we lay the cornerstone. By enlisting the specific guardianship of oleuropein and the synergistic power of ancient allies, we build a fortress of vitality from the cellular level upward. This recipe, therefore, transcends its ingredients. It becomes a daily ceremony of respect for your body's innate intelligence, for the ancestral knowledge embedded in our food, and for the understanding that true power is not forced but fostered. The ritual itself, the crushing, the mixing, the intentional consumption, is the behavioral keystone. It is the tangible, daily practice that rewires your mindset from one of passive consumption to active cultivation. It is you standing in your kitchen each morning, declaring to your nervous system that the state of emergency is over, that the era of rebuilding has begun. This mindfulness is the unsung hormone modulator, lowering cortisol and making every subsequent choice of the day one that supports, rather than sabotages, your foundational energy. Embrace this not as a temporary fix, but as a permanent shift in your ecology. You are not dosing yourself. You are curating the internal environment from which all hormones, all energy, and all vitality must spring. When you create a cellular landscape rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, stable fats, and alkaline support, you are not just asking for more testosterone. You are creating a body that is inherently capable of producing it, sustaining it, and thriving because of it. The recipe is the catalyst, but the result is a systemic renaissance, a return to a state where your biology is not fighting itself, but is finally harmoniously working for you. So, let the world chase the loud and the synthetic. You now hold the secret of the quiet. Let this golden elixir be your daily communion with a deeper kind of strength. Start tomorrow. Transform the simple, profound act of nourishing your body into the most powerful statement you can make. That your vitality is not to be begged for from a bottle, but built from within, with patience, with wisdom, and with the timeless, potent truth that sometimes the most powerful answers are not discovered in a lab, but remembered from our ancestors' table. Thank you for entrusting me with the crafting of this powerful message. It has been a profound exercise in connecting ancient wisdom to modern necessity, and in framing vitality not as a commodity to be purchased, but as a state to be cultivated from within. I am confident that the speech, with its compelling hook and 6 foundational pillars, will resonate deeply and inspire action. All components you requested: the powerful opening, the expanded key point, the structured conclusion, and these closing remarks, are now complete and ready for your review and use. The material is formatted for clarity and impact, designed to be delivered with the quiet authority and transformative insight you envisioned. I wish you the very best with your upload and with sharing this vital information. May it reach those who need to hear it most, offering them not just a recipe, but a revelation, a key to unlocking their own inherent vitality. Farewell for now, and may your work continue to ignite positive change.